Hello everyone and welcome back to another video inside of my awesome world. Today is a very special day and I was waiting for you to show up and Bloodstorm's written a joke, so let's go and see what his joke is. And very quickly, just going to turn off name tags, sorry cameras, because I've just realised that my camera's off. Who lives matter? Bloodstorm, I can't read that out. I'm sorry, I just can't. It's just moving swiftly on. There is a reason why Bloodstorm is here today, and I will explain more about that in a second. But anyway, before I do that, I actually do need to go and add someone to my library, and a very special person who I'm adding to it today. It only seemed fitting to add this person to the library, so I am looking forward to adding them to my library today. So let's just go and head our way over. And Bloodstorm is already in here. Today I am adding Bloodstorm. Bloodstorm does have a YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you who are watching this already know that, but just in case, I've written it down in the book as well. So yeah, well done Bloodstorm, thank you for all your help, and there we go, I've got the book, and welcome to my library. You are person number 3 to be added to my library, so a very big achievement. There we go, whenever you want to read your book, you can read the book. At the moment, you always read them from top left to bottom right, but they are changing that soon, I know, so that will be very nice, which means you can read it whenever you want. Anyway, I might as well explain what it is that we're doing today and also why Bloodstorm's here. So this is the first time this has happened. It's not the first time ever that something like this has happened, but this is the first time me and Bloodstorm have ever done this together. Basically, we've designed a mini game together. We kind of accidentally designed one together, I'm not going to lie, we didn't intend to, but we kind of developed it together, and we both decided that we both liked the game enough that we're both going to build it. So I'm going to build it first in my world, and then later on in Bloodstorm series you are actually going to see this mini game in his world, so you are going to get a little bit of a spoiler, but it's okay. And this is where we're building, because the game pretty much fits in perfectly. So yeah, let's get started then. So let's have a look. So it's going to be built out of all of these different coloured wool as well. So let me go and move my shears and all of this stuff. So yeah, right, let me kind of think about how this is going to go. So it's going to go across like this, and then it's going to go across like this, and then at some point it is going to go and be yellow. But let me just mark this, and let's just see if this is right. I think this is right, and then yeah, Bloodstorm's doing red on that side, and then there is going to be like a fancy path there as well. I've actually changed around the colours because there was a lot of red here, so we've actually inverted the colours, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so then the red will go across like that, and then it should leave, I think it's about a gap of 6. Let me go and grab my shovel. And let me just think about how I'm going to do this. So I think it is a gap of 6 that I need to leave in the middle, and I promise I will explain what this game is in a second, because I know that I've been so stupid. And there we go, I think this is right. So I think let me just count. Okay, and then what about this way? There we go. So yeah, basically whilst I build, I will explain what this minigame is. So the game is going to be involving totems of undying. So basically how it's going to work is both players are going to have a totem of undying, and then basically they're both going to be standing on top of a big tower, which is also going to look like a totem of undying, and then basically they need to try and activate their totem. And if you don't know what a totem of undying is, it's basically this special teddy bear thing that basically whenever you are supposed to die, basically the totem saves you, which means that there's loads of different ways you can activate it. Fall damage, taking damage from mobs, harming potions, a lot of different things can activate the totem of undying. In this scenario, and I don't know why I placed red there, we are actually going to be using fall damage. So you're going to be standing on top of a tower, and then there's going to be a big minecart track, which is basically going to go in the very middle, and then basically you need to pull the minecart to your side, and then when you've done that, basically it will activate a detector rail that will push you off of the tower by a piston, which will then allow your totem to activate, and that will mean that you've won. Me and Bloodstorm have done a few tests of this minigame, and it is very intense because also what we kind of realised was that the game sometimes can go on for a little bit too long. Basically, if because like the minecart's going to be on powered rails, they're unlit. Basically, sometimes the game can last a little bit too long, and we didn't want the game to drag. So what we've also done is we've also added in like a sudden death mechanism. So basically, after about a minute, not even that, probably about like 30 seconds, honestly, all of the powered rails are going to light up, and then it's basically whoever flicks the minecart next will win. And me and Bloodstorm have done quite a few tests of this minigame, and I've got to say it is very, very intense, and I am very looking forward to it. It was good fun as well, so I do think that it's going to be good fun when we actually go to play this. So in terms of actually like building, it is actually a very simple minigame. The only twist is that it does have a lot of mechanisms. There is of course a timing mechanism that we need to do, which we're going to be doing in the next video. Also there is the giant totems, which Bloodstorm's going to get started on, because he actually is the person who built the giant totems in the test, so he can rebuild those. And then then there's also going to be the sudden death mechanism and a bunch of other things as well. So it is actually going to take probably about 2 episodes to build. Sadly, it's not going to be a one-timer, but we will have to see exactly how much fun this minigame is, and I think it's going to be good fun because yeah, it just sounds fun, and it was pretty good fun last time we played it, so we'll have to get either 1 or 2 more people to go and start doing that. And it looks like Bloodstorm's starting to build that back tower area, so that back tower is basically where the sudden death mechanism is going to go off. So how the game's going to start is basically you will use your fishing rod to hit a target block, which is something I didn't know could happen. I didn't know fishing rods set off target blocks until we tested. But yeah, basically you will hit a target block with your fishing rod, which will set off the other timer, and it will also spawn the minecart as well, which will then drop down. So it's all pretty much automatic, which is always good. And then of course there's going to be the pistons and a bunch of other stuff. So in terms of like what the game looks like, it's all pretty simple. We're using a lot of yellow because, you know, the totems are yellow. We're also using some green because the eyes of the totem are green to fix with the emeralds and the villagers and things like that. And then also we're using red and blue. And the reason why we're using red and blue is because they just look different. And, you know, sometimes I think you can get really confused with really set on using different colours, but sometimes it's nice to go back to the classic red and blue. So yeah, so I'm just kind of marking where the middle track's going to be. So the middle track's going to go like here, and we're going to have a big strip of red and blue, just to kind of mark both sides, and luckily I do have enough yellow wool on me. So yeah, so let's just go and fill all of this in, and then I think Bloodstorm's going to get a start in a second with that, and I'm going to fill in all of these rails as well. So it looks like Bloodstorm is building around for the blue side's totem. So whilst he does that, I'm just going to quickly have a look and see what we need to do next. So I think this is wrong, Bloodstorm. The reason why is because I know it's meant to have a 1 block gap on the edge, so I think this might actually be wrong. I'm not too sure. But yeah, let me go and start. So there is also going to be like a colour line around the edge of blue and red, basically to mark where these goes. And oh, yeah, this is because this is meant to go 1 block around the edge on every side. I think your totem might be too small, Bloodstorm. I might be wrong, but I think it might be too small because I know this is meant to go 1 block away. Unless, of course, I've got my dimensions wrong, which I think might be what's happened here. So right, let me just try and think about this. I think it's meant to go here, Bloodstorm. I think this is where the strip's meant to go. I think your totem might be too small. Let me just try and build around this. Okay, Bloodstorm's counting. I'm just gonna see from my notes and see if the dimensions I've got are right. Okay, it doesn't matter. I do sometimes get my dimensions wrong. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the time I do miscount. I'm not the best with maths, I've always said that. So let me go and grab some more blue and red wool. Oh, that means the game's not going to fit in perfectly here, but it's okay, because I can kind of try and find something else to fit in this area. But this makes a lot more sense, because I do remember when we were designing that this was, because I did all of the decoration parts, I do remember making this a one block out around the outside. So yeah, let's just fill all of this in like this, and then this should go like that instead. And then I think now this red wall as well, this also needs to come in like this. So let's just go and break away all of this. There's a random gap in the floor as well, which I'll fill in a second. Yeah, so I guess I need to move all of these walls in, don't I? I can't believe that. Like, usually I'm so like good at like getting my dimensions right, but sometimes I do get them wrong. That is just kind of what happens, but this is good because Bloodstorm's already kind of marked where he wants this game to be, so in a way it's lucky because he can go and rechange the dimensions for his, because of course, you know, we don't want his to be built wrong as well. But yeah, I'll find something to build there because it is a bit of empty space, and then let's just kind of build this going round here. So if I just kind of build this this red wool, just kind of going round the other side here, that looks okay. There is also this gap here and all of this this yellow wool as well. Let's get rid of this. And oh, I think this is meant to be a coloured strip. So let's just kind of go and change this as well. And let's get this this red one as well. And then let's kind of build this up like this, and then these are actually going to build really high towers, and you can see the Tower Bloodstorm's done as well. It looks really good. I've just realised I think that tower might need to be moved as well. It's okay, it doesn't matter. But yeah, but you can kind of see what the other totem looks like the Bloodstorm's building. So yeah, so let's just go and move this blue one in as well. It is a bit annoying that basically all of this is wrong, including that tower, but I understand that, like, you know, that I've obviously just miscounted, which doesn't matter. As I said, everyone does it, so, you know, it's completely fine to make mistakes from time to time, unless you're like me, of course, and you keep getting your dimensions wrong. Oh god, I remember we were building the bobbing along game, which is my game with my shulkers, and we kept getting the dimensions, well, I mean me, kept getting the dimensions wrong for that game, and we literally like got so fed up with just having to try and find those dimensions. But yeah, let's just kind of like do that. No, my shears are broke. That's not very handy. Let's go make a new pair of shears. Because yeah, do I have any iron? I do. So let's just go and make a new pair of shears. Oh, they were my special enchanted shears as well. It doesn't matter. Let's just go and break away all of this. It's a bit of a shame because Bloodstorm did spend a very long time building this, but you know, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, you know, we do want to make sure that this is all lovely and symmetrical. And as I said, I will find some things to put on the side there. I am looking forward to some of the new 1.20 stuff. Like they're adding in like armor. I can't remember what they're called, but basically the things to make your armor look cool, which is good because it means I can do a mini game out of them in the future. Oh, what they're called armor something, and I can't entirely remember what they're called. But it'll get back to me in a second because they only announced that like a few days ago as I'm recording this, and they look so awesome. So I'm really looking forward to when those come to Minecraft, because I really like the combination of the gold and the netherite. I also quite like emerald and netherite as well. So I think when they add those to the game, I think I might do some decorating with my armor. Just to make it look quite cool. No, what am I doing? This needs to go up the side here, and then we can kind of just like build this behind like that, and then let's just go and like, oh, Bloodstorm's doing the other totem, that's good. So let's just go and break away all of this this wool, because we don't need any of this. Armor trims, that's what they're called. They're called armor trims. Thank you, Bloodstorm. I completely forgot what they're called, but yeah, but they look so cool. Like the I don't know if you've seen them, but like you get like a pattern or something from different structures, and then like the pattern on your armor is like, it looks like the looks on them depend on like where you got the template from. Like say if you got it from like an ocean monument or something, I think you get a special one that looks like the ocean and things like that. It looks really cool though, I've got to say. I'm really looking forward to when they come into the game, because I think they're going to look so cool when they are eventually added. So let's just kind of like, so at the moment I'm kind of just thinking about how to do this. So let's go and build this this green one up here. This tower is mostly going to be filled in with redstone. And I think this needs to go green. So let's just go and like just fill in all of this with green wool. Like this, once again using green and yellow because it is fitting with the other totem colours. And this is so like, it's so cool. Like I have designed mini games with other people before, and some of them are pretty good. Like I quite like Flip Flop. I quite like the game which is coming up in the future, like a bee themed one. Some of them though, no offense Snow Shields, but they're not the best. Like we tried, but like sometimes you try and they're just not very good. So I'm sorry Snow Shields, and I don't know, I'm not a big fan of Drip Drop either. So I'm so sorry about like those games, but they do work. They can be good fun, just like you might need a bit of a break every time you play them in order to make them enjoyable. No, hello Bloodstorm. Let's just go and fill in all of this green. Well, can I jump? There we go. That works out beautifully. Let's just go and smack away at all of this this wool, and there we go. So you can now kind of see what the other tower looks like. And I fell down this this hole. Let's just go and like pile my way back up. I didn't mean to do that, but there we go. So you can kind of see what the blue totem looks like as well. It looks really, really cool. I actually think that tower might need yellow on the sides, not green. But it's okay, it really doesn't matter. I can kind of change anything like that in between this episode and the next episode as well. And then what else have we got? So I think we need to fill in the the yellow floor, don't we? Because this is this is getting a little bit hard to do. And before I forget, let's do the red strip in preparation for Bloodstorm. Oh, okay. I think I just need to move this this wall in here. I must have forgotten to move this this wall in here. So let's just go and let's just go and move this this wall all the way in here because because it's looking a little bit ugly. So let's just go and get rid of all of this. I can also go and fill in this dirt as well. And so I guess so. There we go. So you can kind of see what that looks like. Let's build up this this yellow as well. Just so then it's looking the same on the other side, and I think that's right. And there you go, you can see the blue totem as well. It looks really cool actually. I'm really quite happy with the way of how this minigame looks. So there we go. So let's just go and quickly just build this all the way around the outside, and then we can kind of do the red strip, and then this will prepare Bloodstorm for building the red one. I know I'm a bit harsh making him build both of them, but it's just because like he's the only one who's built them, so I kind of just thought like, you know, he would have more expertise in building them than what I do. but we'll see. So let's just go and fill in all of this wool, and there we go, Bloodstorm. That looks really cool. You can kind of see it is like themed around a totem of Undyne. It's kind of like the theme of the old looking totem, isn't it? And then and then also I think Bloodstorm's just about to start the red one as well. So let's have a think about what we can do next. What else could I add? Let's just go and pull away some of this wool. I shouldn't need like any of this stuff, to be honest. let's have a think. So let's go and make some ladders. So we won't need the target block for now, but let's go and grab ourselves some wood. We're using warped wood, just because the warped wood looks pretty good, and also let's go and make some rails as well. Just because we're going to need a whole load of rails. So we're going to need some detector rails. We're also going to need some powered rails as well as some normal rails, because otherwise if the whole thing was powered rails with a detector rail next to it, if the minecart hit the detector rail, even just slightly, it would set off the powered rails, which is not what we want. So for that reason, we are going to change it so it's like a little bit of detector rails and some normal rails and some powered rails. So let's go and clear out my inventory. I can then go and grab the all of my rails as well. So we need the powered rails, and we need the detector rails, and we need the activator. So let's go and put the detector here and a detector on the other red side, and then we're going to go and put a normal rail there, and then we're just going to go and put powered rails there. And I do need a few more powered rails, so let's just go and make a couple more of these. They're very simple to make. I remember when gold's literal only purpose was to make powered rails. That was before the nether update. But there we go. So that is kind of what the tower looks like. I've done the rails, so that's kind of where all that redstone's going to go. And then what else could I do? I could make some let's go make some more warp planks, and then I could let's have a think about this. I think I could make some ladders, so let's go and do that. And then this way, then I can start actually putting where you're going to get up to the top. So basically, behind each of the other totems, there's just going to be a ladder. And did I grab the perfect amount of yellow wool? I think I might have. No, why isn't this ladder placing? There we go. And then let's just go and put the rail there. Let's just go. No, keeps disappearing. There we go. So there we go. So then this is kind of what the top looks like. You can see this is where you'll be standing. The reason why it's kind of blocked off to the sides is basically to stop you like walking off, or like avoiding the piston. And then basically when you win, you'll drop like that. So there we go. So that is pretty much like how the totems are going to look. You can see Bloodstorm just working on the red one, and then these columns as well are going to go really, really, really tall. They're basically going to go like extremely high up to the top as well. And then apart from that, I think that is pretty much like the totems actually built. So let's actually start building some of this raised platform up, I guess. I guess could be something we could do, because basically there's just going to be like, oh, thank you, Bloodstorm, for that. So let's just start building up some of this wool. So we need some red wool, and we also need some blue wool, and we need some green wool as well. So let's just start kind of building this up, and I'm kind of seeing if I can work out where this needs to go. I think it needs to go about here, and then let's just kind of put the green there and then the blue here. So the main reason for this is basically to be like something for the minecart to hit, so then it always will land in the middle, because otherwise it could like fly off the edge. So that's the reason why we've got this. And then then somewhere around here the minecart like track is actually going to go there, and then down here is actually where the target block is going to go. And oh, hello, Bloodstorm. you made me jump a little bit for then. But I think the track's going to go like that. I might be wrong, but I think that is pretty much... Oh, where's he gone? I think that is pretty much how it's going to go. So yeah, so let's just... So there we go. So that is pretty much how the tower is going to go. So yeah, and then you can see as well, we've got the ladders around the back. We've got all of this basically set up and ready for the next video. You can see we've got a one-armed red totem. We will go and get rid of all of that as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video where we'll be finishing off this minigame, and I will see you all at some point.